Hello everyone and welcome to episode 8 of our Arsenal career mode. A lot has happened since you were with us last time out, and it's been a little while since episode 7, but we are back. And as you can see, I've already played a few games of the league, so we are sitting 6th at the moment with 12 points, but it is very tight. I mean, you've got Chelsea there in 3rd with 13 points, so that is how tight it is at the moment. And top of the table is actually Liverpool and Newcastle, who have won every single game they've played so far, so they are on the same points, but Liverpool does have the goal difference advantage because they've only conceded 1 goal in total in their 5 games, which is just crazy, and that's against Spurs. But obviously, the end of episode 7, we won the Premier League and we won the Europa League. But I didn't show you the transfers. But yeah, I've kind of gone all out because this is going to be the last season of this. And then obviously we'll probably skip it forward 5 years, see what happens. But yeah, I've gone all out and I've probably gone a bit too far with transfers, to be honest. This season, the transfers we have made, starting with the most expensive, is Ryan Cherky, I think. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he is definitely not going to be a first teamer for us this season, but we've paid £31 million for him, as you can see, but he has 5-star potential. He is a proper wonder kid. So yeah, we're going to keep him on the books, and then hopefully he can develop into a first team player for us. Otherwise, we have bought Marco Verratti from PSG for £21.5 million. I know, 30 years old, really shouldn't be buying 31-year-olds, but I sold Xhaka, right? I sold Xhaka, which meant that we needed somebody that can play in that sort of defensive midfield section as a DM, but is able to sort of push forward as well, because that's obviously what Xhaka was doing. And he's perfect for it. He's absolutely perfect for it. £21.5 million. And as you can see in the roaming playmaker role, everything in the green, like green highlighted, is what is key areas for it. And if you look at the attributes that he's got 18, 17, 17, 18, 18, 17. He is very, very good at being a roaming playmaker, or, well, any of the defensive midfield roles, to be honest. So that's why we've brought him in. Other than that, we brought in Largo. We paid, what did we pay? Like $3 million for him in total. Again, that's mainly because he's going to be relatively decent. He's more of a buy to just turn into profit in a few years' time, really. He's probably never going to become a first teamer for us. I mean, does say he could be up to 3.5 stars, so you never know. But he's sort of just there as a backup, kind of, really. We bought a goalkeeper called Marco Carnesici, and he's 2.5 star sweeper keeper, basically, and he is our backup keeper for this season. We actually got him on a free, so can't really complain, because we did get rid of our other keeper, Matt Turner, to Nottingham Forest on the 30th of June 2024, because he's on there as a loan at the moment, but mandatory fee is 4.9 million. So yeah, we've got rid of him because he wanted to leave anyway, to actually get some play time, because he was obviously going to be our backup, given we've got Ramsdale. So we brought in Carnesici just as our backup, basically, from Atlanta. And then otherwise, we've brought in Brahim Diaz from Real Madrid on a loan. And yeah, I mean, he's a good backup in the attacking midfield role, basically. But the main big signing we did, which was at the end of last season, was Jurien Timber from Ajax. We have paid 89 and potentially £107 million for him. Absolutely insane fees for a transfer, but I thought, you know what? It's the end of this series. This is going to be the last season that we do, and he is absolutely fantastic. I mean, look at his value, 150 to 190 million. And he's a very, very versatile player. He can play in the DM role, he can play in the centre-back, the right-back, he can play everywhere. And he's very good at it. So, yeah, very expensive signing, but overall, I think he's probably worth it. And in terms of transfers out, I mean, the main one was Xhaka, we managed to get 10 million for. And then we got 8 million for Tavares, 6 million for Pablo Mari. And then a few guys have gone on frees or a loan, so we got rid of El Neni on a free. Reece Nelson went on a free. So, yeah, a few transfers we made. But it does mean that we have quite a packed out squad now. It means that our bench is full of people that can pretty much play in a first team role. And then the guys that have to miss out on the bench are also good as well. I mean, in the current lineup, Gabriel and Vieira's having to miss out, as well as Diaz. But obviously this does change up depending on the game. But yeah, it does mean that we've got a very good squad depth, so injuries won't be as much of an issue this season as they were last season, I think. Now, if you have been enjoying this series, then feel free to leave a like and hit the sub button so that you get notified whenever the new episodes do upload. Yeah, and it also shows me that you're enjoying it and to keep making more episodes for you guys. Also helps the YouTube algorithm, of course. And at the time of recording, we're only 2 subs away from 50. So if we could get to 50, that would be amazing. But moving on from that, we have the Champions League. Obviously, we won the league last season, so we are into the Champions League, and this is the table that we got drawn with. Ourselves, Madrid, Olympiacos, and Benfica. So, not the hardest group stage, I would say, but not the easiest, because we do have the likes of Madrid and Benfica. We have played one game, and that was against Olympiacos, and we won 2-0, so that's pretty good. This group of hell for Celtic, I will say that. I mean, they could not have been more unlucky. They've got to contend with PSG, Real Madrid, and Dortmund. What's interesting about that, though, is it means that one of the 3 big hitters is not going to be going through. Because obviously there's only enough space for 2 of them there. So one of Madrid, PSG, or Dortmund are not going to be going through. And then the other games we have played, finally. The Community Shield, which we won against Newcastle 4-0. And then we won the Super Cup against Liverpool 3-0. So I was thinking, hey, you know what? We might be on for some good results this season. And then we had our first Premier League match against Man United, and we lost it 1-0. But since then, we haven't lost. We won 2-1 against Villa, 5-1 Everton, 3-1 Sheffield, and then obviously that 2-0 win against Olympiacos, like I said. Then we beat Southampton and beat Peterborough in the Carabao Cup. We've actually been drawn against City for the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. The games we're going to be playing in this video are going to be Spurs, away from home, so that's going to be an interesting one. And then I'll probably play through these 3, and then we'll join back against Madrid at home in the Champions League. So yeah, should be a couple of pretty interesting games for us. I think for this game, we are going to stick with the 4-2-3-1, see how it works. It's generally a gegenpress, not much different to a normal gegenpress, to be honest. We've got high press, high defensive line, as usual. Line-up, we got Jesus up front, of course. Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka, Verratti, Timber, Zinchenko, Saliba, Scalvini, Aarons, and Ramsdale. So the full 4 starting 11 that we could possibly have, I think. Maybe let's get into it and see if we can win the North London derby. Now, obviously, with this save, it was originally the beta save, and we are very much out of beta stage now. So, yeah, as much as I say this obviously is the last season, I'll probably be skipping through quite a lot of it and mainly just focusing on Champions League because I do want to get onto my main save, which is going to be a sort of kind of like non-league to legend like Lelujo. So we'll be starting in the Vanarama South with the team that's closest to us and then just working our way up. But that was probably the quickest half of a game of football I've ever seen. Let's try and motivate them to actually do something this time. Can we get ourselves a highlight? It's because they play this formation. I don't know how you're supposed to get past it. And Saka is injured. With a foot injury. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's what we want. We'll be putting on Smith Rowe for Saka, I think. Put him there. Ooh, we have a highlight finally. Odegaard whips it into the box. And Martinelli tries to get it into the net, but fails to do so. And that is our first highlight so far. And nothing's really happening. We do have a corner, though. We do have a corner. Verratti going to be whipping it into the box. Can anybody get their head to it? Doesn't look likely, but Smith Rowe does manage to get it. And he tries to put it in, but Lloris is able to catch that easily. Right, we're going to have to do something. Let's go positive. They've had the fair share of possession, I will say that. 61% here. We're going to have to make some subs, but like I say, it's so difficult to get through this sort of formation. I don't know how you're supposed to do it. Right, let's put a few more people on attack just to try and do something in this match. Anyone been playing particularly badly? Looks like Verratti's been playing quite badly, so we bring on Partey, Scalvini for Benjamin White, and then maybe Jesus, I don't know, Odegaard for Vieira maybe, or Almada? Oh, we haven't got Vieira on, have we? Okay, Almada then. We're going quite attacking for these last 10 minutes. We do run the risk of being caught on the counter, but we've got to do something. Back onto Saliba. Another long ball over to Smith Rowe, who's unable to get the ball. And I thought that we were about to concede there, but for some reason the Spur player decided to just stop running. But we have got it onto Martinelli, puts it through to Jesus, and oh my God. That was the chance. That was the chance, and he's mucked it up. He has mucked it up. I thought, you know what, I'm not going to take him off because Leonardo's not that good, but he's coming off for that. He's coming off for that. I mean, there's only 1 minute to go, but it's going to be another draw against Spurs. We should have won that. Spurs and Man United are our bogey teams, I swear. It's insane. United we always lose to, and Spurs we don't tend to lose to, but we can just never win. Man City have lost to Chelsea, so they're actually below us now. Liverpool obviously beat Fulham, and then nothing else really interesting has happened. Real Madrid boss was spotted at the stadium because he may have been tracking Gabriel Jesus, a player who he wants to sign. Well, I mean, I don't really want to sell him, but Steve Round has told the press that we do. We beat Benfica 2-1, beat Fulham 4-0, but we actually drew against Burnley 1-0. I switched back to the 4-3-3 for those games, so yeah, it seems to be working better at the moment. And then if we go to the Premier League table, we are 5th at the moment. Man City have managed to get above us now. Newcastle are leading it. They are still unbeaten currently. And the shock worst performers by far at the moment is Spurs, who's currently down in 20th. And in their 8 games, they haven't won a single one yet. They've drawn 2, which was obviously against us and then West Ham, and they've lost all the other games. Clearly, Thomas Tuchel's a 5-2-2-1 defensive formation. Not working very well at the moment. But Spurs is not what we're here for, is it? What we are here for is to play Atletico Madrid at home in the Champions League. So this is going to be our starting lineup. We've got Jesus up front, Martinelli, Saka, Ødegaard, Partey, Seiwald, Zinchenko, Scalvini, Saliba, and then we've got Timber down at the bottom right, and then Ramsdale in goal. Okay, here we go. 4 minutes in, and we've already got a highlight, which is more than we did at Spurs, and Ødegaard has got it, and tries to get it into the goal with his left foot, and forces Oblak to have to make a save. It means that we do have a corner now. Martinelli puts it into the box, and Partey gets his head onto it and gets it in the goal, and we are 1-0 up. Under 5 minutes in the game, and we're 1-0 up. And we've got another highlight here. Zinchenko tried to get it into the box. Seiwald onto Partey. Can he get another goal? Unfortunately not. He does get dispossessed. We do get the ball back onto Martinelli, through to Jesus, and he puts it past the keeper, and that's 2-0 already. This is crazy. We've had 7 shots, and all of them have been on target so far. Although they do have a highlight here where they are actually on the ball now. They whip it in, and Scalvini manages to make a very good interception there. Otherwise, that could have been particularly dangerous. Zinchenko, what's he going to do with it? Not a lot by the looks of it. Scalvini back to Ramsdale. We have 2 minutes of added time for the end of this half. Partey back to Scalvini. We're not really doing a huge amount with his ball at the moment. We're just passing it around, doing a bit of time wasting, but we have to be careful that it doesn't allow them to get the ball, but it is through to Martinelli, back onto Jesus, and he just, I don't know what that attempt was, but unfortunately that is not 3-0 now. And we have another highlight, even though the game is going to end, well, the half is going to end in 1 minute's time. Hopefully it doesn't lead on to them getting a goal. We'll have to see. They are still on possession. They try and get it down the wing, but Zinchenko is there to make the interception. Back onto Scalvini, onto Partey. Martinelli does lose the ball momentarily, but manages to get it back. And now he's running it down the wing. Chips it over to Saka. Brings it back to Seiwald. Over to Ødegaard. And that is going to be a penalty, I think. He got pushed over there in the box. And the ref's going to be checking it on VAR, I imagine. There we go. That is a penalty. Who have we got on it? We've got Jesus on the penalty. Come on, Jesus. Let's make it 3-0 before half-time. And he puts it into the left-hand corner of the net. And that is 3-0. 3-0 at half-time. Straight away, we've got a highlight. Starts with them. The keeper passing it out from the back. But then we managed to get the interception. Jesus almost gets his hat-trick there, but not quite. Zinchenko onto Ødegaard. And that's the end of that highlight. Saka we should probably take off. It has been 65 minutes. Let's put on Diaz. We'll give him a game. And Ødegaard is 1 yellow card away from suspension. Fine. Yeah, we should probably take him off. Out Jesus for Leonardo. And Verratti is on a free kick here. And forces Oblak to make the save. Does mean that we're going to have a corner. And yeah, Verratti is taking the corner again. Can Thomas Partey get his head to it again? Not quite, unfortunately. Nothing of that corner this time. 80 minutes in, let's make another couple of subs, I think. Martinez's been playing really well, but he is quite out of fitness, so probably best to swap him out. We'll put on Almada and then maybe Tomiyasu at right back. And there we go. Nothing happened after those substitutions, so that is a 3-0 win. And Atletico Madrid didn't even register a single shot on target. Single shot on target. Clearly our defence is pretty good, and that puts us firmly at the top of our Champions League table. In terms of when we'll come back, maybe we'll come back for these 2 games, Chelsea and then Olympiacos. Obviously, depending on how the results go before that, we might come back earlier, I don't know. But that is probably when we're going to come back to play Chelsea in the Premier League at home, and then the final group stage game in the Champions League against Olympiacos. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that fantastic stuff. And I'll see you next time.